It's Sunday, July 7th, 2024. I want to thank all of you for joining me today. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, share these videos with your family, your friends, everywhere, all over your social media. Make sure to hit the bell notification down below so that you are alerted when the newest videos drop. Let's keep waking people up. I want to get right into some of this news today. I didn't think there was going to be that much to talk about, but apparently there's more than I thought. I was reading some of the news earlier today, and I jotted down some notes, printed up some articles here. I'm going to share this with all of you. Please make sure to comment down below on any of this. But I want to start with this first one. I had a friend text me earlier today saying that they had a friend who is a customer of Patelco Credit Union, a credit union up in the Bay Area here of California. And I was unaware of this, but I guess Patelco had a massive ransomware attack June 29th, and it is ongoing, and it's a big deal. They said that their friend cannot access their statements, has no idea how much money they have in the bank because the numbers on the screen have failed. 500,000 customers left without service, such as no online checking, no cash deposits, no ATM withdrawals, no ACH for bill payments, no loan payments. I have not heard about this credit union, and a lot of people say, oh, don't worry, if you don't use a bank, just use a credit union. Well, apparently credit unions are not that safe either, because this is a major ransomware attack that has been going on since June 29th, and it is still ongoing. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. You've got to be very, very careful now. We're going to see more of these cyber attacks, ransomware attacks. And if all of your money is sitting on a computer screen, you are extremely vulnerable. The push of a button, it can be gone. Hopefully, this is all restored and goes back to normal. But we're going to come to a point at some time in our lifetime where it's going to be so major that it's not going to be fixable. And a lot of money, I think, is going to be lost. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Don't keep all your money in the bank. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. You should have enough in there to pay the bills. Obviously, if you're running a business and whatnot, you've got to have money in the bank. I understand that. But if you don't have to have all of your money in the bank, it should not all be in the bank, because it is literally one keystroke away from disappearing. And we're going to have more vulnerabilities as more disruptions take place globally with China, Iran, Russia, and many more. This is going to be a daily event now, and it really is. Every day we're hearing about water treatment facilities, banks, financial institutions, hospitals, you name it. Everything is now under attack. So you have to be very, very careful. Don't have all your money in the system. The system is extremely vulnerable. They cannot protect you. And so hopefully these people, customers of Patelco, get their money back and everything is restored. But take it as a lesson. These people now are freaking out because they can't even see their statements. They can't even see their accounts. So take it as a lesson. Be diversified. Don't keep all your money in the system. The system is extremely vulnerable. Here's one from CNBC. How much money Americans have in their 30s and have in their 30s have in their 401ks. It gives a list of 30s, 40s, and 50s. The median 401k balance in people in their 30s is 22,000. People in their 40s, the median balance is 41,000. People in their 50s, 64,000. These people, if they think they're going to retire and ride off into the sunset because they have a 401k, they are sadly mistaken. Just think, if you're in your 50s and you have a whopping $64,000 in your 401k. Think about $64,000. I mean, it's absolutely, today, unfortunately, it's really nothing. And how long would you be able to live on $64,000? Not very long. Inflation is not going away. It's going to get more intense. The dollar is going to get weaker. And to think $64,000 in your 50s, how long could you live on that? These people are delusional. You know, oh, I have a 401k, I'm going to retire and, you know, live at the beach. People are absolutely delusional. Here's a news flash for people. If things don't change very, very quickly, people are going to be working till the day they die because there's no other way they're going to survive. And it's really sad that I have to say that, but you all know that that's the truth. Here's another one that was sent to me by my good friend Sid. Garlic onion plant in Fresno County, California closing. 275 workers lose jobs. 275 workers will lose their job officially August 30th. Booming economy, right? Now, what do these 275 people do? I talked to a real estate agent yesterday in the southern parts of America, in one of the southern states, and she was telling me that we had a really good talk, and she was telling me that last year they'd have 5 offers on a house. Now today, she said, really in the last 6 months, it has really just dropped off a cliff. Now the same house is on the market 100 days and nobody is making an offer. So things are no doubt slowing down. She was very honest, telling me that things have really slowed down. 7% mortgage rates, prices have accelerated, and that combination is bad for business. Things are sitting, and sellers are going to have to get real, or they're going to sit for a very, very long time. I continue to see homes on the market. I've seen homes over 1,000 days on the market. It's not uncommon to see a house on the market 150 to 200 days. If the house hasn't sold in 30 days, I'll tell you what the problem is. It's too expensive, and something is going to have to give here. It's either we're going to see rates go back to 3% or below, or we're going to see prices have to come way down, or things are just going to be very, very stagnant. People won't be able to sell. People won't be able to buy, but something's going to give. That's how it plays out. Something will break. Will be mortgage rates, or will it be prices? I would say it's going to be prices. The hedge today, 10 signs that global war is rapidly approaching. I'm not going to go through all of them, but a couple of them. Israel, Hezbollah, officials believe intense fighting is likely to break out between the two. Iran is warning that there will be an obliterating war if the IDF enters southern Lebanon. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu is convinced that a major war with Iran is inevitable. The U.S. is moving more military assets into position to be ready to evacuate Americans out of the Middle East. Thursday, Hezbollah launched 40 missiles into Israel. Saturday, Israel aircraft dropped bombs on Hezbollah targets. So it just goes on and on and on, and things are heating up. They're escalating. Things in Eastern Europe, in the Ukraine, more escalation there. It's a matter of time before something happens in Taiwan. It's a matter of time before something happens right here. And I will reiterate, I will remind all of you, continue to prepare, because all of this around the world is going to affect us right here. And it's only a matter of time before something takes place right here on U.S. soil. And it's going to happen. I would say it's inevitable. They're here. We've got some bad actors here, some very, very bad intentions, and we are certainly not prepared for it. I watched a high-speed chase Friday night in Los Angeles, and it was 2 bozos, like in a Toyota Camry or a Honda Accord, on a high-speed chase, and it landed up in a parking lot. They put the spike strips out, blew 3 of their tires out, so it ends up in a parking lot. 25, 30 police cars follow this Camry into a parking lot with these 2 bozos. There must have been 40 police officers, 2 police helicopters, 25, 30 units, all for these 2 bozos. And I'm thinking, how much did this just cost LA County? And what is this country going to do when the real bad actors, who are extremely trained, combat effective, with serious combat experience, what are they going to do when these people come out to play? If it takes 25 police cars to chase down a Toyota Camry with 2 idiots, I don't believe we're prepared for what's coming. Here's another one. IRS reports that Illinois lost $10 billion in income thanks to citizens moving out of state. We're going to see more people exit these dysfunctional states, homeowners, taxpayers, business owners. And how are these states going to survive when millions of people exit these states like California and Illinois and New York. They're taking their tax dollars, they're taking their businesses, they're taking everything with them. What happens to a state like Illinois? What happens? Well, right now, what they're going to do is they're going to go after the taxpayer and raise taxes. They're going to go after the homeowner and raise property taxes. They're going to raise sales taxes. They'll raise the toll roads, all of that. And more people will just leave. And when enough people leave, these states will just fall into the abyss. And they already look like these states and many of these cities look like an apocalyptic movie already. Imagine in the next 2 to 5 years when millions more people leave these places, what these cesspools are going to look like. And anybody left, they're just going to try and bleed you dry by taking more and more tax dollars from you. And sooner or later, people just figure it out that, I can't make any money here. They're taking all my money. I'm going to go to some other state that doesn't take all my money. So that's what we've been watching over the last couple of years take place. It's accelerating, and we're going to see more people just leave these cesspools, and they're just going to fall into the abyss. It's really, really sad that it had to go this far. But I think about what are these places going to look like in 5 years? How bad will they be? Comment on any of this, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Here's one from the Hedge. Here's where American troops are stationed overseas. Another complete waste of money. This is costing a fortune. You pay way too much in taxes. This is where your tax dollars are going. Of course, they're going to Ukraine. They're going to the Middle East. They're going to all these military bases. 177,000 active troops are stationed overseas. And I just rounded off some of these numbers. This isn't all of them, but this is a majority of them. Japan has 55,000 U.S. troops. Germany, 35,000. South Korea, 24,000. Italy, 12,000. The UK has 10,000 U.S. troops. Guam, 6,600. Bahrain, 3,500. Spain, 3,300. Turkey has 1,700, etc., etc., etc. Why are they not here? This is where our troops should be. They should be here protecting us, but they're sitting over in military bases all over the world doing what? Like, why do we need troops in Italy, UK, Japan, South Korea? They need to be here. This is a complete waste of money. But again, we want to be the world police. We want to weaponize the dollar. We have 9,000 sanctions across the globe. And you want to know why the BRICS is going to succeed and end the US dollar and the US financial system? Because of that. Because you can only be a bully for so long. And we're going to get what we deserve, unfortunately. I look at how this country has turned its back on God. If we do not change our ways very, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, this country is going to be in very, very big trouble. And trust me, I look every day, I observe the condition of people. People are mentally unbalanced. They're physically in the worst shape I've ever seen people in my entire life. They cannot handle stress. They're very dependent on pharmaceuticals. They've got anxiety. They've got all kinds of issues. You think that the average American is going to do well when America turns into a third world country? You think they're going to be able to cope with this? You think they're going to be able to adapt? People cannot stop feeding their faces. They can't stop taking pills. They can't even get off the couch. They have too much anxiety to even leave the house. You think they're going to adapt to the new world? Good luck with that. Here's another one from the Hedge today. Have we been in recession for years? I would say yes, we have. The article goes on to say, are we in recession? Even worse, have we been in recession for years now? Fast food, just a couple of points it makes. Fast food menus are up 35 to 50%. Grocery receipts up 50%. Are we in a hidden depression, it says. Historically, inflationary depressions are hard to see for the simple reason that asset prices pump before consumer prices do. The affluent keep spending since their stocks have soared, and their home prices have also soared. Does this sound familiar to you? You can go back to the Great Depression. Market was at all-time highs. People were partying, people were laughing, people thought nothing bad could ever happen. Germany's Weimar hyperinflation, for example. Early on, people weren't complaining about prices. They were popping champagne over how much money they were making on their stocks. The hunger came later. We usually see the best times, the melt up. It's usually this euphoria before everything takes a nosedive. And that's where I think we're really at. How much longer does the euphoria have? I don't know. But I think we're getting to the climax of this euphoria. And when we hit it, it's going to go straight down. And this is where people are going to get absolutely wiped out. There is a lot of mysterious data out there. If you get a couple minutes to read this article, I'm just giving you some of the highlights here. Manufacturing orders have been flat for 3 years, while consumer spending has also been negative for those 3 years. Americans are now seeing McDonald's as a luxury item, buying groceries on credit cards, selling off second cars, downsizing to smaller homes. Something is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, because we're beginning to see things that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. We hear about GDP and the GDP growth. Remember, GDP counts government spending as production. So our $2 trillion deficit says on paper, automatically, not automatically, it says auto-magically is boosting GDP by 7%. The spending isn't making us richer, it's making us poorer as physical resources get squandered. So I think we are beginning to reach the top of this euphoria now, and get ready. And I don't know how much more time you have to get ready. I hope you've been getting ready, but I talk to a lot of people. I talk to real estate agents. I talk to, bankers. I have a friend who's vice president of a bank out here, and everybody is getting very, very worried. And the people who aren't are either extremely oblivious or they're flat out lying. Be very, very cautious, because when McDonald's becomes a luxury item, and yet you have the stock market at all-time highs and people celebrating, something is going on here. The data is all over the place, and we realize at this point that much of the data is very, very manipulated. And so it's very, very hard now to rely on this data, because it is much worse than they're telling us. Continue what you're doing, keep preparing. Take on that extra side hustle, build up a war chest, get a cash reserve going, have some gold and silver put away. Most of all, next to God, make sure you have security, that you can protect yourself, have food and water. Look, if they hit the food industry, if they start hitting grocery stores, a grid goes down. You're not going to be able to get food. I know that people might laugh at that, but a lot less people are laughing now, because all this stuff over the last 7-8 years that we've been talking about, you've been talking about it, I've been talking about, it's all happening. So nobody's laughing now. These so-called theories now have to come to fruition, and many more are going to come to fruition. It's 2024. Anything now is absolutely possible. Nothing is impossible. Nobody is immune from losing a job. The ransomware attacks are happening every day. You're not even hearing about these things, but they're happening every day. Hospitals, water facilities, financial institutions, banks, government, parts of the government have been shut down. We saw the S&P a few weeks back shut down. So all of this stuff is very, very susceptible. So be very, very careful. Anything is possible, and nobody is coming to save you. Nobody, if you think you're going to pick up the phone and somebody is just going to bring you food, or somebody's going to come protect you, or somebody's going to turn your power back on, good luck. You are going to be in very, very big trouble. Don't be the person that has to go to somebody's house and knock on the door and beg, for a sandwich or for somebody to protect you. This is what you need to be working on right now. And if you're not, you're way, way behind. Get going. Start getting prepared immediately right now. Do a little, because a little will go a long way in a bad time. God bless. Stay safe out there. Continue to exercise situational awareness. We've never seen so much crime. And I cannot emphasize that enough. I don't want to see anybody out there getting hurt. I don't want to see anybody out there being a victim of any of this crime. So keep your head on a swivel, be training, be preparing, keep adding to your skill sets. God bless. Talk to all of you soon.